Manifestation Pod. We are Louise and Sam, two ordinary mums living extraordinary lives through friendship, self-improvement, manifestation, the law of attraction, and a little bit of the magic. We look forward to you joining us on our fortnightly podcast.
Hey, happy afternoon. It's Louise and Sam at the Manifestation Pod. We are up to episode 31, and today we're talking about manifestation. We're going right back to basics. How are you, Sam?
I'm very good. Thank you. I feel like we owe the listeners a tiny little apology for disappearing for 2 weeks without letting anyone know. But yeah, I'm good. Both of us just have had crazy busy life stuff going on, haven't we? So it just kind of got in the way of the pod for the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, I think you were away. It's not even been 2 weeks. It's been longer than that because we've missed a full fortnight. It was the 15th of April that we last put out a pod.
Gosh. Yeah, so it's like a whole month really without a pod.
Yeah. And depending on when we recorded that could have been 6 weeks ago. So yeah, it's been ages.
Yeah, it has. A lot has happened in those last 6 weeks, I think, hasn't it? Shall we do a little check-in?
Yeah. Do you want to go first?
I can do, yeah. So my crazy busy time, which took me away from the pod, was a work event. So it was Pollen Syndrome Awareness Day on the 30th of April, which means that there was loads of events and a festival, our first festival in Birmingham. Which was awesome. So the lead up to it and the recovery of it has pretty much taken a whole month, I would say. I just about feel like 3 Mondays or 3 weeks later now. Finally recovering. But yeah, it's been fun times, I have to say. It's been a good few weeks and lots of rest and recovery since then as well, including a spa day last week, which was luxurious.
Yeah, that looked really good on the pictures.
Oh, it was. We've so got to go there. It was heavenly.
Yeah, I really fancy a spa day. I don't think I'd do it in this weather, though. I think I'm more of a winter spa person than summer. Not sure how I feel about having anything to make me feel hotter than I already do. But yeah, that would be good. So I think we had a week when we were last due to record where we were both absolutely overwhelmed, frazzled, and we're just like, yeah, do you know what? It's fine, it can wait. It is what it is. It's the first one we've ever done. First one we've missed in, over a year? Is it over a year? Wow. It is, yeah.
Been doing pretty well. It's definitely like the first one we've missed this year.
Yeah, it's the first one we've missed in its entirety, I think, because I don't think we've ever missed one before. Okay, maybe we're allowed one a year. This was ours.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, it just keeps it real, doesn't it? Normally, like, we can fit it in amongst everything else, and then there's just those few times in the year where, like, it all just gets a bit much, and you've got to let something drop, haven't you?
Yeah, absolutely. I was the same. So I was really busy with my day job. I was really busy with my business. I've had a new kitchen fitted, which you think will take 3 days, but absolutely doesn't. It takes weeks. It's still not finished. The house has been upside down. So yeah, it was just something had to give that week. And this was kind of the only thing that I had any choice over, really. So yeah, I've been the same, but it's all been good.
Yeah. And now we're back. Love doing together, which is talking about manifesting. So are we going to have a little check-in on what we've been manifesting and where we're up to in the year? We're almost at like the middle of the year.
I know. I thought this on Friday. Like, I've got a night out on the 15th, which I think is next. No, it isn't the 15th. It's the 18th, Saturday. And I booked it like months ago, thinking, oh, it'll be warm by then, and it's here. It's crazy. And yet, when I look back over what I've done this year, I've been kind of definitely propelling forward and doing lots and lots of things. So I feel like I've got stuff to show for it. But yeah, it's gone really quick. We seem to have gone from the deepest winter to summer. I don't know what happened to spring, but I feel like we've kind of missed a season. It's been really strange.
Yeah, it's like the weird wintry weather carried on for longer than it should have, and then it was just da-da, summer.
It's too hot. I don't mean that. It's not too hot. It's lovely.
It's really nice. It is. So do you want to share with us where you're at with your manifesting?
Yeah, so honestly, it's such a weird weekend and a weird day today. So normally we talk about manifesting money and manifesting like very tangible things that we've both, been really successful at. And I was thinking about what we were going to talk about the pod, and I was going to talk about money and how I'm getting money for my house and all the things I'm doing. And then sometimes things just come along that make me realize that the universe has different plans for us sometimes. So this weekend, I hope I can kind of explain this in a way that makes sense, but go back in time to 2020. 2020, I had such a great year. I know it was a shit year for everybody. It was COVID. My stepdad died at the back end of it. But before that happened, before he died, I just had a great year. I embraced lockdown. I loved being in the house all the time. I mean, it wasn't a great time for everybody. I understand that. But for me, I just kind of made the best of it. I thought, we are where we are. It is what it is. Just going to have to crack on. And I kind of enjoyed not being at work and being at home the whole time and spending time with my child. And I'm not saying it wasn't without its challenges. It absolutely was. But I had a really good time. And at the kind of autumn time, I really remember this really strong, I keep saying really, strong feeling of I thought I was going to meet someone. I had an absolute almost feeling of contentment that I didn't need to do anything. I was going to meet someone. Anyway, I met someone, and then we had a relationship for what, 3 years, 3.5 years, nearly 4 years. And now that's over. So that's that. But lately, I'm feeling exactly the same. I'm feeling really happy, really positive. Everything's going really well. And I feel like something is in the air. And I feel like it's not to do with money or business. I feel like it's to do with a relationship.
Mm.
And I feel, again, like I'm going to meet someone. So this weekend, on Friday, there was a food festival near me. And I really wanted to go with Charlotte. One, because we missed the last one and she went mad. And was like, Mummy, it's not on for another 4 weeks. I really wanted to go. She didn't even know about it. But the minute she found out she'd missed it, it was like this whole big thing. So we wanted to go on Friday. But I just had this little niggle all week of thinking, Matthew, my ex-boyfriend, will be there with his friends. And I didn't want to go because he's got a big gang of friends. I'd be there with Charlotte. The whole of my local town would be there. I just felt uncomfortable. And I was kind of torn all week between thinking, oh, don't go, and then thinking, but why should I not go? I should go. So I decided to put my big girl pants on and go. And we only went for an hour. Yeah, anyway, I went. And then the weirdest things happened when I was there. I'm so glad I went. So 3 things happened. And I know it's my local town and I do know people, but even so, it was weird the way things happened. So first of all, the minute we got there, I needed the toilet and there were no toilets. So I said, Charlotte, let's go to Tesco. I'm not going to Tesco. So I said, I need the toilet. So long story short, she wouldn't come to the toilet with me. She was being like an 11-year-old sometimes gets, where they're just absolutely stubborn. So she said, you go to the toilet, I'll wait here. And I said, I'm not leaving you at a food festival at 7 o'clock at night where people are drinking on your own. Not happening. Come with me. I'm not coming. I'm not coming. So we had this parcel that we had to take to this in-post locker thing for her. So we did that. And on the way back, my hairdressers was there. So I said to her, right, hairdressers, let's go in there. I'll use their toilet. So I went in. My hairdresser was having a glass of wine. They'd all finished work. And I was like, hi, Laws, please can I use your toilet? She was like, yeah, laughing. It was fine. We had a conversation. Her boss then said to me, oh, Lauren, have you spoke to Louise about that thing we've talked about? So I was like, oh, what thing? And she said, basically, we want to give you the space to run courses and things. Like, let's have a chat about it. We think it'd be really good. We had an evening a few weeks ago, which was all about the menopause. And I said, I saw that, but I was away the night it happened. I couldn't do it, but I really fancied it. And she said, oh, it was an amazing night. We had loads of people there. And I said to Loz afterwards, this would really be up Louise's street. These are the kind of people that she's probably looking for. Speak to her. Lauren, my hairdresser, who I love dearly, is the ditziest person in the world and hasn't spoke to me. But yeah, that was an opportunity that arose. And that absolutely wouldn't have happened if we'd not been where we were and I'd not needed the toilet, and Charlotte point blank for the first time ever refused to go in Tesco, and we ended up where we ended up. So that was like, sometimes if you just leave the world to its thing, things happen. So there was that. So then we went to get some food. We only went for like crepes. Charlotte wanted a Nutella, whatever. So we were stood there eating. I had salted caramel pretty much all over my chin. But I was just stood there really enjoying the sunshine and really feeling like I don't actually care who's here. We're having a nice time. Me and Charlotte were really engaged with each other because we weren't with other people. We're having a really nice conversation. And a guy that I've been out with previously, Tom, if you remember Tom.
Yeah.
He walked past me with his daughter and he was like, oh, hi, Louise. And I was like, oh, hi. I didn't even really think we were speaking, but apparently we were. Anyway, he stood with me and talked to me for about 15 minutes. His child was there, my child was there. It was fine. It was just a general conversation. But anyway, I feel like I said something to him which upset him slightly, and he kind of toddled off. So I just sent him a quick text, said, oh gosh, I feel like I've upset you again. You know, sometimes I say things without thinking. Sorry if I've offended you. Hope you have a great night. That was it. And basically he sent me a text message and he asked me out on a date. So that happened. But then I was thinking, I'm going off on a tangent, but I was thinking I needed a distraction because of this whole, I was going to be there on Friday and I thought about my ex-partner. He's been on my mind a lot this week and I really wanted a bloody distraction to get him off my mind. And then that happened and that has really taken my mind away from that. But then, so this guy's asked me out. I've not heard from him since, which is typical of him. So then I was like a bit, Jesus, I've gone from one distraction to another, but now this distraction's being like not messaging me. I could do with another distraction. And then this morning I woke up and Charlotte was poorly last night. We've not had any sleep, either of us. I was mopping up sick at midnight last night. Bearing in mind it's Sats today, so that was all a bit of a disaster. Anyway, it's all good. She's gone to school. But I got a friend request on Facebook this morning from my ex-mother-in-law.
Not date.
No. I know it's difficult to keep up with my life, Sam. Daniel. Oh, sometimes I really wish we edited this. No, I didn't marry him. We just lived together. No, Daniel, you know, the one who had the really short marriage with.
Wow.
Yeah. So, yeah, I got a friend request off her. So then today I was very distracted with that. And then I kind of came to the realization that we have no control in life over what happens, really. We can control like stuff to a degree, but sometimes the universe is just doing things. So as soon as she sent me this friend request, I accepted it and I messaged her saying, I just put, wow, blast from the past. Hope you're okay. And a smiley face. And she messaged back saying, yeah, really well. Hope you're well and happy. And I just put, yeah, I am. Thank you. So yeah, there was nothing to it, but it really made me think, just, I don't know, go back to intuitive living and just be for a while and see what happens, because I really feel like there's something in the air.
Yeah, absolutely. When you just like let go, stop trying to control it and dictate it and just let it unfold.
Yeah, and it is doing, and it's weird and it's good. And I felt all day this absolute feeling of pure contentment. And I felt that from the minute she sent me a friend's request, which is so weird. It's such a weird to get a feeling of contentment from that, because I've not seen her for, 15 years? It was a very short-lived marriage. I mean, she was really nice. We got on together, but that was it. I didn't have any feelings of emotion at all. I was just like, wow. I was just more shocked than anything that after all this time, she was just sending me a friend request today when I was feeling like I needed a distraction. How weird.
So random, isn't it?
Yeah. And also the thing about that as well, which really made me think and feel content, was when me and him split up. So long story short, I never wanted children. And then when I met him and we got married, he like wanted children. And for the first time ever, I thought about the possibility of having children. And then I left him and we split up. And that was the end of that. And I remember I was like really upset when we split up. We split up in like horrific circumstances. And I remember saying to my dad, being really upset and crying to my dad and saying, I'm never going to have children. I was like 37, 38 at the time. And I said, I'm never going to have children. Like, it's never going to happen for me. And my dad was like, you don't know what's around the corner. And I said, I'm 38. I've just left my husband. I'm not going to, it's clearly I'm not going to have children. How on earth is that going to happen now? Like, it can. By the time I meet someone, you've got to be with them for a couple of years. You get married, anyway, all this. And my dad just said, he just like smiled at me and went, you never know what's around the corner. And then 3 years after that, I'd met Henry and had a baby, which was like, without doubt, the best thing that ever happened to me, ever. And my life completely changed.
Yeah.
Completely changed for the better. And in every way, it changed me. It changed everything about my life. And I think because he popped in, I never give him a second thought, but because now I was thinking about him this morning because of his mum getting in contact, I was like, Jesus, yeah, anything can happen.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. It can, can't it? And it just goes to show, like, when you do just lean into it, really, isn't it? It's funny because, like, some things about the past have come up for me this weekend. I almost wonder if it's these like solar flares and cosmic storms that have been going on this week, like throwing up things from the past because, with all the northern lights and everything that happened, it's of like solar flares, and they're the biggest ones we've had since like 1930 or something like that. So it's proper once in a lifetime cosmic activity going on. And I didn't really think about it much till you started saying it then. But for some reason, like for twice over the past 4 days, I've ended up talking to people about when I was a VAT inspector and like talking to people that never knew me at that time or didn't know that that was my background, and like, just going into detail about one of them was an accountant who just thought it was hilarious and fascinating. So she was just asking me loads of questions. But yeah, I just think things like that come up sometimes just to sort of challenge you a little bit, and also to just think about, whether it's you're thinking about it because it makes you grateful for where you are now and that you're no longer there, or it reminds you of something that you overcame at that time. It always comes up for a reason, doesn't it?
Yeah. It's just been a really odd weekend. And then yesterday I went out with Ryan in the afternoon. We had the most gorgeous walk, and it was forecast thunder, and it looked like it was going to absolutely lob it down when I left the house. But when I got to meet him, it was just glorious sunshine. And we went for a walk, and we were talking that much as we always do. When the walk finished, it was like a trail. There was a cafe there, and we were like deep in conversation. And he said, "Do you want to get a drink?" And we got a drink, and we sat opposite each other, which we don't do very often. When me and him are together, we're always side by side. We're usually walking or doing something with the kids, or he's never facing me. And we sat, and I had a proper hygge moment with him where I was just thinking, I'm so happy right now. I was so connected with what he was saying. We were on the same level as we normally are, and I just had a really, really nice feeling yesterday afternoon. When you just have those moments of like, I'm exactly where I want to be right now. It was a gorgeous day. It was just lovely. I felt really, really connected to him yesterday on like a really deep level, which, I mean, he's one of my best friends. I do feel connected to him, but I don't often come away from him feeling like that. And I did. I wanted to text him and say something. I don't know what. I didn't. I forgot when I got home. But yeah, it was just nice. Yeah, there's definitely something going on.
Yeah, there is definitely. So I just sort of really funny thought. you and I both had like surprise pregnancies, and I've never really like thought about that before with both
What
of.
did I have? I don't think I knew yours was a surprise pregnancy.
Yeah, yeah. Talk about TMI, but yeah. Yeah, because it just reminded me, because as yesterday I was having this conversation after my Qigong class about when I was a VAT inspector, and how that all changed was when I got pregnant with George, which was like the most beautiful surprise but unexpected. And it really changed like the course of direction in my life. Like I was doing that VAT work, I was trying to join the police. And then I got pregnant at the final stage of interview for the
I didn't
police.
even know that. I didn't know you tried to join the police.
Yeah, yeah. Got through like all the assessments, and I was at final interview stage, and I was pregnant. And yeah, I never did that interview, and the police heavily discouraged me from doing that interview and even joining the police once they learned I was pregnant, sadly. But it's just made me think about how like all of that was so meant to be and destined, because like I mean, you know me well enough, and people kind of probably from this pod understand what I do. Like my personality and what I love and everything about me is the complete opposite of what you need for a VAT inspector and a police officer.
Yeah.
Really, I was really not in a place where it was right for me, really. And I always look back now and think that I was really trying to prove something to myself and the rest of the world about being brave or something with those two things. And, George coming along just changed the course of all of that for me, like so much for the better. And
Oh God, yeah.
everything that's followed since then as a result of George being born has just completely transformed my life. So
Yeah.
it's really weird that you and I haven't spoken all weekend, but had like some really sort of similar things going on that have brought up these themes in life.
Yeah. And mine, I mean, they're not earth-shattering things. They're
Mm.
quite small things, but they've just been very significant this weekend. Like really significant.
Yeah. It's almost like you can make all your lists and all your goals and set all your visions for manifestations, but it's usually like the unexpected things that were sent for like your highest good, that work out for the highest good, that are the most amazing, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah. And I just feel like at the moment now, I just need to be like not worry about anything, not manically manifest things in my masculine energy, which is what I do sometimes. The house, for example, the house is absolutely nowhere near finished. The kitchen's not finished. I could be doing things today. I could be chasing up Henry about he's going to plaster Charlotte's dad. He's going to plaster my living room ceiling. I could be chasing up the heating engineer who was supposed to be here this morning and then messaged and said he was running late and he's still not here. I could be chasing all these people up, but I just think it's clearly not meant to be at the moment. It's not my season this month of getting jobs done. No one's ringing me back. There's all these tradespeople that I'm waiting to come back to me to. I mean, they can't do anything until the kitchen's finished anyway, and that's not going to be finished till the 14th of June. But normally I would be pushing it. I'm just like, yeah, no, I'm just going to chill out and
Yeah,
do my thing,
good.
which isn't chasing people.
Yeah, something's telling you to have a little break from all of it, isn't it?
Yeah, and it feels nice. And I think the weather as well. I want to be enjoying the weather. I don't want to be inside manically doing things, ticking things off my goals list. And I don't want to be doing any of that. I want to be outside. Me and Charlotte went to Lyme Park on Saturday on our own. We have not been to a National Trust for about 5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say probably. I don't think we've been since lockdown. And we went and we had the loveliest day, just the two of us. It was really nice. Yeah, that was a hygge day as well. Just me and her, not really doing anything. Just went for a walk, went on the park. We were there for about 3.5 hours. Charlotte ate her own body weight in, all kinds of food from the cafe. Yeah, it was lovely. I'm just feeling very, I don't know, spiritual maybe, that all the things I want to do at the moment are just with people, making connections, not moving things forward, not working particularly. Yeah, I just want to chill out and see what comes.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Sounds exciting. And I think it's good to recognize that manifesting doesn't need to be manic, doesn't need to be the lists, the this, the that everything outside of yourself. Sometimes letting go and surrendering is the best thing you can do for manifesting.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's a time and a place for manically going, no, I want this, particularly for jobs and things like that, or I don't know, clients, or sometimes it's good to really push yourself and go, no, I am getting this no matter what. I will not take no for an answer. But then other times it's really nice just to let go. And I think that's a nice thing about manifesting. You can do both, can't you?
Yeah.
They both bring results in different ways. But yeah, I'm quite enjoying this at the moment.
Absolutely. Yeah. Lean into it. Lean into it. You're right.
Yeah.
I started doing like a quick review of my goals before we sat down, but I was kind of feeling the same. Like it's lovely to go through your goals and everything, but sometimes it's just like, oh, come back to that. Let's just enjoy the season that you're in.
Yeah. And I think sometimes as well, so funnily enough, I looked at my goals list, I think last week, not really bothered with it much this year. I've really pared it down from last year and taken it at a much slower pace. So instead of having like 12 different areas of my life, which I had last year, because last year was crazy, I've got 4 this year, which are mainly the business, my house, me and Charlotte. Can't remember what the 4th one is. And I'm just doing like a couple of things each month. But the work one particularly, there's things on there that seemed important a month ago, but other things have come into play, so they're just not important now. And again, I'm kind of going with that and just seeing where that takes me and going, oh yeah, actually I don't need that now because it's just not necessary at the moment. It can wait. Yeah. And I'm feeling that about lots of things. It can wait. It'll happen when it happens.
Yeah, exactly. Not force it.
Yeah.
In complete contrast, Iris is manically manifesting Taylor Swift concert tickets.
Oh, how many? 2 of them? Are you going with her?
Yeah, 2 of them. Yeah. So she said to me this morning, I've got 7 posters up on my wall. I've got 7 screensavers on various things. And we did a meditation last night, and I weaved in going to a Taylor Swift concert because I just knew that she'd absolutely love it. And she did. And yeah, it's just all she thinks about and talks about. So bless her.
Oh, that's cute. Let's hope she gets them.
Yeah, I really hope it happens for her. She's in Europe now, so yeah, let's hope so. We had a beautiful night watching Eurovision together on Saturday. She absolutely loved it. She had a scorecard. She was writing notes. It was really in a big music phase, which is super cute.
I forgot it was on. And we've done that the last 2 years. I don't know why, but I don't know why she wasn't at her dad's because she normally is on the Saturday. But anyway, she wasn't. And this week, I didn't even know it was on. And yeah, I missed it completely. It passed me by.
Yeah, it wasn't the best year of it, but it's just nice to do it with the kids, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's what I enjoyed about it. I think last year we got food and had like a picky tea. I can't remember what we had, but I remember doing scorecards. It was just nice. It was a nice thing to do. That's what I love about having kids. I mean, apart from the obvious, I like the seasons of the year, not just like the seasons in terms of the actual seasons, but Eurovision, when the World Cup's on, watching the football with her, when all the different things that you have, all these little rituals that you have with your child. I love all that about being a mum. I really like embrace the continuity of it year in, year out, doing the same thing.
Yeah, it's really nice, that, isn't it? They make you see these things that have been around like all your life in a new way and enjoy it all in a different way as well, don't they? Which is just beautiful.
Well, I think it all passed me by until I had Charlotte because honestly, I didn't even put Christmas decorations up before I had Charlotte because Christmas was just a party time. Why would I put decorations up in my house? Just seemed like you put them up, you got to take them down. What was the point? So I didn't celebrate. I mean, I did. I got presents, obviously, but I didn't do things like that. Trick or treat. I used to close the curtains and
Yeah.
ignore the door. Yeah, loads of things. And there's things to do with like school because schools celebrate a lot of things. I think there's a lot of things that pass you by when you've not got kids because school makes such a big deal out of it. Like, you know, where they make loads of money out of you. Red Nose Day, Children in Need Day, all those things. Didn't really have much of a clue about those before I had Charlotte, but they're big deals now, and World Book Day and all that stuff. It's nice. I like the flow of the year with a child and all the things that because there's something every month, isn't there?
Yeah.
Usually. Yeah, it's nice.
Breaks it all up quite nicely, doesn't it?
It does, and it gives you things to look forward to as well, to do together. And yeah, it's nice. It's nice celebrating things and having things to look forward to. And you're not doing anything like Eurovision, for example. You're making a scorecard. And it doesn't sound like a big deal, but things like that, the little things can be so. They're the things that give you those moments, aren't they, of thinking, I'm happy.
Yeah. Yeah, those are the things that you'll remember at the end of the year as the moments that you had together.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. We were talking yesterday about hitting children and how wrong it is. And Charlotte said, you hit me when I was little. And I said, no, I didn't. And she went, you did. You spanked me. So I said, I didn't. And I don't even know where you've got that word from, but I absolutely didn't spank you. And she went, oh, you did. She went, I remember it. She went, it really, really hurt. I went, how old were you? And she said, about 2. I went, Charlotte, never happened, love. She went, why are you so sure? And I said, well, firstly, I would never hit you. I just wouldn't. I've always thought you shouldn't hit children. I would never hit you. So she was like, yeah, but in temper. And I said, all right, let's be honest. If I know I've not hit you because sometimes I've really wanted to a lot. And it wouldn't be a spank, it'd be a punch in the face. And she was like, she just laughed. But yeah, some of the things I was thinking about things kids remember.
Yeah.
That are not even true.
Oh yeah, completely. They remember things really differently. I love when they have those nostalgic moments and you're like, that didn't happen.
Yeah. Yeah, she has got some like really odd stories from when she was small. Henry had a hip operation and he clearly told the kids that he'd been attacked by a shark. Charlotte still believes that. She still says things like, oh yeah, when Dad had the shark attack. And I just look at her and I think, I don't want to ruin that for her because she obviously thinks her dad has been attacked by a shark and lived to tell the tale. And I don't want to spoil that little moment they've got going there. But yeah, I want to ask her, like, do you really believe that? We live in Manchester, for God's sake. I mean, where did this happen? But yeah, it's funny the things they say.
I know. Let's hope she doesn't listen to this episode anytime soon.
I'm sure she won't.
No, I'm pretty sure they won't. Oh, that was a fun little check-in with manifestations, wasn't it? When we're more feeling it, we can go back over our goals and stuff and like have a proper review at the mid-year.
Do the big ones, yeah. Because I have got some really good, like, actual manifestation stories that were just there through manifestation, like some really big, obvious ones, which would probably be good to talk about for people and to talk about how they happened, because it was a very deliberate, I am going to get this, and I am not taking no for an answer. It's not in my vocab. And I got the results that I wanted from just that absolutely steely determination. So yeah, that works as well. But we're just not feeling that at the moment, are we?
It's not where we are right now, but
No.
yeah, enjoy if you want to. If you're in the same moment as us, just surrendering, letting go, let it all unfold as it will, as it should. Yeah, I think that's us for this week, isn't it?
Yeah, that was nice.
That was lovely. So it's good to be back. We will get back on schedule and we will see you in 2 weeks' time. Thank you for listening. Bye.
Bye.
You've been listening to the Manifestation Pod with me, Sam Fillingham, and Louise Marshall. Please follow, subscribe, and rate our pod. Share with friends to support two ordinary mums living extraordinary lives.